Away we go.
We're off and running.
Yes.
Cool.
Hey, I'm back.
Todd is back.
Here I am.
Know, that's fun. Man, I'll tell you. Hope you guys hang with us through this one. This is going to be a fun one.
Buckle up.
Yeah.
So Todd, just relax and let it happen.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
You're going to feel a slight pinch.
Because it's going to happen. It's going to happen.
Might feel a burning sensation.
Yeah. So maybe the best way, let's just kind of ease you in. So last couple of weeks we've been talking about the dog.
Mm-hmm.
So let's just kind of get the scented candles going for you.
Okay.
Okay. Get everything all comfortable.
Essential oils.
Get you all comfy now.
Ugh.
I know, that's disgusting. We need to quit that shit. It ain't fucking funny.
Weird.
No, Lucy, she's getting big. You haven't seen her.
Yeah, the dog's twice the size.
Twice
from the
the
last
size,
time.
yeah.
By
She's
the last time I saw her.
She's really grown into it now. She's doing really good, actually. She's gone from that I'm going to chew the shit out of everything stage.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to chew some things. You just don't know when.
We had our wrestle on the floor session today. So
yeah. So she's doing really well. I mean, she's training up really fast. She's learning to retrieve. She does the whole sit and stay thing. So that's pretty good. But so it's one of those things where we're just kind of, trying to get her along. Since we've had so many good dogs, we're expecting her to be so much better than the other two. So she's doing good though.
That's what Michelle says about me all the time.
Yeah.
Take the shock collar off this week and see how he does.
I know. So I'm going to be coughing a little bit because this pine pollen is kicking my ass.
Yeah, it's on my truck. It's everywhere.
It's everywhere. Everything is like a pale yellow.
I'm cutting down. I'm getting all my pine trees cut down.
Are you going to cut them?
Yeah. I've got 2 down already. I paid a guy. Yeah. I paid a guy. He took 2 down. He's coming back to take the other 2
The backyard?
down. Front.
Front.
Over the side. I got that side of the house. So it gets all over the cars when we park outside.
Yeah.
So.
Well, unfortunately, it's going to be in the air, but at least you're cutting it back.
It won't be as bad.
Hey, we want to shout out to some really good friends of ours that just moved.
Don and Lenore Emerson.
Yeah, they're on the road to Colorado. I think they're not. I don't know if they're there yet.
They got there today. I just talked to them right before I got here. So
yeah, well, Texas misses you. We know you can come back and visit anytime, but it's not the same as having you around the corner.
Yeah, they want us to come there, which I'll do. I'll do for a short amount of time. I can handle Colorado in short span.
I used to work there, and it was fun for a while.
Yeah.
But,
I'll go there for reasons.
Yeah, right.
You know why you're going.
Bring back some gummies for Graham.
Yeah.
That's too funny. Well, so we're going to talk a little bit about some stuff going on today that's kind of different for us.
Okay.
And we're going to, it has serious overtones. I mean, it's an issue going on right now, but it's also something that it's hard to take serious, right?
Yeah.
So let's start it out with just a little bit of craziness here. So I'm going to ask you, I got sent a list of superpowers.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, pop quiz. Here we go.
Yeah,
you ready?
Pop quiz. So it's one of those things where you send it around and you ask your friends these questions. So you get these superpowers to choose from. Your first choice is a full-time superpower.
Uh-huh.
The second one is only a part-time. So it'd be like, for like 2 hours, and the other one would be for 24 hours.
Okay.
Okay. So would you rather have the ability to fly, or breathe underwater?
Oh, fly.
Right. Why?
Get the fuck away from everybody.
Everything, just get up and go, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, because you can still swim, right?
Yeah.
And you can be okay. You're
Exactly.
right. Okay. So, Graham?
I'm actually going to go with breathe underwater.
Are you? Yeah. So, any reason why you chose that?
Because he can get in a big vat of beer.
Because I can go under. Yeah, that's a really good point there.
Yeah.
So
what was that with Doug and Bob McKenzie when they were in that movie and he was stuck?
He was stuck in Strange Brew.
He was stuck in a vat of beer and he drank it all.
Exactly.
That's Graham.
Exactly.
Yeah. That was a great movie. That was pretty good. Okay, so the next one would be now, would you rather have night vision or X-ray vision? Which would be your full-time? Which would be your part-time?
I'd do night vision.
Night vision.
Yeah, full-time night vision.
Night vision?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Because I got a good-looking neighbor across the street.
Ah, there we go. Yeah, right.
Yeah, with X-ray vision. It's one of those. That's one of those things where be careful what you wish for.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with night vision as well.
Yeah, because you maybe can't turn that shit off. I'm stuck on this channel. And
Oh, no doubt. No, I get it. So I'm the same way. I would rather have the night vision.
Yeah.
It'd be kind of cool driving your car with no lights on and shit like that. And just driving around and walking around and seeing everything. Okay, so this will just be the last one. I'll cut it short because there's a bunch of them on the list. Would you rather have unlimited strength or unlimited speed? or unlimited endurance. There's a 3-prong one.
Wow. I know what my wife wishes I had.
That's a whole different podcast, though.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Way to
I'd
segue
go with
that.
unlimited strength, dude. That'd be
limited
pretty
strength,
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be your full time?
Yeah.
So what would be the part time?
Speed.
Okay, speed. Gotcha.
And I'm probably going to just go with endurance. So,
Endurance, yeah. And then what would be the part time one? You get a choice on this one. You get a full time one and a part time one.
Oh, so out of
3.
those 3, which
Yeah.
one would be?
The full time, which one would be the part time?
Oh, probably night vision.
No,
He's
no, no, no,
lost.
no. I'm talking about endurance, like strength, speed, or endurance.
Oh, which
Yeah.
one is? Oh, okay.
Yeah, maybe we should add memory to it.
Yeah.
I am
like to be able to-
Short-term recall.
I am drinking.
Give me a hit of those G-Bears.
I would probably say maybe unlimited strength.
Okay, yeah, that'd be your full time, and then
No,
the
the other
second one,
one.
the endurance would be okay, cool. Yeah, no, that was just it. Because the reason why I brought this silly quiz up is because you're getting to choose all these things that you want, right? Now, are they realistic?
No.
No. Are they unattainable?
Probably not.
Probably not. Yeah. So
you're hitting dip switches.
So yeah, so we're just kind of trying to ease our way into this because this is kind of an awkward conversation. So right now, the latest thing that's been going on has been this whole transgender athlete and its influence on sports.
Right.
And what I think is interesting about it, it's dudes that are competing in women's events. It's not the other way around.
It tends not to go the other direction.
It doesn't go the other way. So we're seeing a lot of these dudes that are like full-blown competing. They still have all of their equipment.
Right.
Okay.
They just identify as women.
And
I swear to God, if they fucking show up in lingerie league, I'm fucking turning the TV.
That game's over. Over.
Yeah, you kind of wonder because it's kind of like the whole Hooters thing when they had the whole Hooters waitresses and this dude wanted to be a Hooters waitress. And they first of all, they said, "Are you out of your mind?
Yeah.
This is about boobs and shorts and not dudes and yuck, and hair." Well, he took him to court and he ended up
winning. He won.
Yeah, I won. So, I mean, so it's kind of a legitimate thing. Now, we're not going to sit here and say what's right or wrong in the sense of what goes on in your body or your brain. We'll make a little bit of fun of it, but honestly, you do what you got to do to get through your day.
Right.
But I think it's a little ridiculous to sit there and tell the world that you can compete against women.
Well, because
as
now
men.
it's outside your own brain. Here's the crux of where we're going to go with this is it's outside your own brain and you're forcing your brain on me at that point.
You get to define what is
Exactly.
Yeah, and that's been around for a long time. I think it's funny because so the whole cross-dress, it used to be called cross-dressing, right?
Yeah.
Where you had, and this has been going on for a long time. Now, some dudes, their wives probably have some really nice shit in their closet.
Yeah.
Shoes, lingerie, dresses, handbag, and the guy's probably sitting there going,
If you're married, that's
I spent
freaking community property.
I spent a lot of money on this shit. I should be able to use it too.
Well, I mean, do you ever put your wife's flip-flops on to go out and get the trash?
Never.
Oh, okay. Just checking.
Never. Nope. No. I will tell you that nothing. I touched nothing of my wife's.
Just checking. That was my little pop quiz.
Maybe
I was
the leopard print house coat.
One, first of all, I couldn't fit anything that she had.
There you go.
That'd be kind of. But yeah, have you?
No.
Oh, you sure?
I'm pretty
It's
sure.
like you're speaking from experience there.
Not at all. I was trying to get one of you to say yes. So I could laugh at you.
Okay, so of the two of us, who would be the most likely to do that?
Of me and you? Oh, definitely me.
Yeah, and Graham for sure.
Yeah. I'm sure Graham has. He might have said no on the mic.
He just won't admit it because he doesn't want it on
the
record.
4 shades of red that he's got going on tells me that he has.
Well, yeah. So you look at that and you go, okay. I mean, look, I get it. You got all these things going on in your body and your brain, but come on. I mean, we're seeing serious female athletes becoming displaced by dudes that are just going out there and smoking them.
Right.
I mean, like not by like barely beating them.
Yeah.
But I mean, like stomping their ass into the ground. Whether it's track and field, whether it's soccer, whether it's
unfair by a wide margin.
Right.
We'll leave it to a male to step in to raise the fucking bar of women's sports.
No doubt.
Try harder.
We brought Duncan back to the WNBA.
Try harder.
Yeah, so I mean, we sit there, and there's a lot of this going on right now, and I guess there's been a few documentaries made on it, and there's been one running on Netflix lately, and it's called Transformer, and it's about a dude, it's about a power lifter,
Right.
okay, that has
Probably one of the strongest men in the world.
Dude, it was like insane how strong this guy was. Set all these world records, and he decided, well, he didn't actually come out, he got outed.
He did.
He got outed in a video that went viral on social media. And it was, I don't know who outed him. I don't know if it was a contrived. I don't know if it was a plan.
Could have been a setup deal. Yeah.
It could have been a plan because he didn't have the courage to do it, whatever it is. But anyway, this video comes out, and of this Instagram feeds of all these pictures of him, different makeup and wigs on and stuff like that. And hey, I honestly, do what you got to do.
Yeah.
Do it. Just go do what you got to do.
Just don't inflict it on me.
Well, not just inflicting
And everybody
on
else.
you.
And when I say me, I mean the generic me of everybody else.
So the whole thing is that this guy isn't entering in female weightlifting competitions. So I mean, they won't let him lift in the female division,
right,
in his home state,
right,
because it's not fair, because he's set all the world records for the men.
We watched dude snatch 810 pounds off the ground.
Yeah, it was amazing. Yeah, it's a pretty strong dude.
That is some strength.
Right. So then we got there's a football player. There's a soccer player. It's a dude that's
the Australian
rules
Australian
football.
Rules football. Yeah.
Now
Hannah Mounsey.
Yeah. So my question is, if Hannah's out there playing, and she's not committed to a female, she has all the male appendages.
Right.
Well, I do have. Is that really? Wouldn't you kind of consider that a commitment issue?
Yeah, big time. I mean, you talk about not being able to decide where you want to go eat. Am I a dude? Am I a chick? Do I wear the bra? Do I leave the bra at home? Do I go braless today? I'm like, really? I mean, it's kind of crazy. I mean, honestly.
I thought about getting my period, but I had a stiffy instead.
I won't commit to a relationship. You won't commit to a fucking gender.
Exactly.
So we've raised Graham's bar now.
Oh, yeah.
He feels like vindicated.
Oh, definitely.
Winner.
Winning all the way.
That's him spiking the football there.
Yeah, but it is kind of an issue, because it's reached it's reached mainstream now, and this has been going on for a while. I remember that I saw the kind of this starting to spin up when Trump basically said, "Look, the military's not going to pay for transgender surgery,
reassignment surgery, right.
and it shouldn't pay for reassignment surgery. I mean, that's an elective, okay?
Yeah."
And what we're really starting to see is it's not really an elective, because there's no commitment to it.
Well, at what point then do you say, well, women can't get boob jobs being in the military? It's the same. It's the same sort of. Yeah, Graham, we know you'd like that.
No, but I could actually see.
He's got his eye on a C cup.
I could actually, from the military standpoint, I could actually see people being enticed to join the military because they know that somebody else will pick up the bill for something.
But hasn't that happened already with just general medical? Because I mean, yeah. So say like if like a dude wants a new set of teeth, he goes to prison, right, and gets.
Yeah.
So the same thing happened.
Using
the system to get in there, because we were talking. Was it you and I talking the other day about pre 9/11? Some of the motivation for people that would go in to get education in electrical engineering.
Oh yeah.
And then 9/11
and didn't care anything about serving their country.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden when deployment became a mandatory thing, it kind of was a game changer, right? So yeah, I mean, and I'm not saying that that's the only reason, but they were going in on the chance that, look, we haven't had a war in years.
Yeah.
Now it's a whole different. It's 17, 18 years into it. Mm-hmm. It's a whole different thing, but. Yeah, it's funny because there's been a couple military dudes. There was a Navy SEAL, a real famous. He
transgendered up
big time.
Is that the one that threatened Shapiro?
Yeah,
yes.
Is it the same dude that threatened Shapiro that was the one that had the meltdown in the store?
No.
There's two military guys.
Yes.
Were they both Navy SEALs?
I know that the one that threatened Shapiro was a Navy SEAL.
Yeah.
That was very. Yeah. That was very in the front part of the conversation. He was a Navy SEAL.
Yeah, and
the guy in the grocery store, I can't remember.
Yeah, so
but he definitely is a rapper.
Yes, for sure. Yeah. So so you have that happening now. This guy that we were just talking about in Minnesota, Matt or Janae, whatever you want to call him, because he clearly in his documentary fluidly moved between genders in a matter of minutes.
Yeah.
In a very nice Camaro.
Yeah, in a nice Camaro, right? Well, it was funny. So Janae, so Janae drives a Cadillac CTS. And Matt drives the '68 Camaro.
His alter ego has a car.
So this is kind of a serious question, because we watched during the documentary that this person fluidly and smoothly moved. Well, they didn't like my face as Janae, so I'm going to go in there as Matt now.
Yeah.
And so my question there is the fluidity of these decisions.
How real is it?
How real is it? And then also, too, should that be the basis of allowing a person to compete for titles and records?
Right.
That have financial reward? Okay? Because I look at it, I'm looking at it from this viewpoint. I couldn't make it as a male athlete against other males because somebody was generally better than me.
You're gonna be a record holder. You're just gonna have an asterisk after your name.
Right. Well, yeah, like the home run thing with the steroids.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So so you got this going on. So you got a dude that says, you know what? I bet I can whoop the shit out of those chicks.
Yeah.
And I kind of look pretty good in pink, so fuck it, let's go.
So we're gonna have Tito Ortiz put a wig on and fight Ronda Rousey.
Yeah, well, which is the one that did? Which is the fighter that was in lingerie? That was what was it? A boxer? I can see De La Hoya.
Oh yeah, I know. I think it was De La Hoya.
Yeah. So I mean, so. I mean, honestly, dude, really, what you do in your own home or what you go to a club and do, I really don't have an issue with that.
Get out in public. I don't care. I'll point and laugh, whatever.
Well, yeah, but the problem I have is where you try to enter into a competitive arena that has financial reward.
Well, and there's rules, there's eligibility requirements
all the way
that you have to meet.
Right.
Yeah.
So now you have to rewrite those eligibility requirements. And so now that's one of those things where you keep moving the goalposts.
Right.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it is. It's one of those things. So I don't think it's fair. And because I look at female athletes. I actually went out with female athlete at school. She was a competitive basketball player, and I went out with another one's volleyball player, and they were playing for scholarships.
Right.
Okay. So you had to do well in state, and do well in. So how has that changed now with a high school student that decides that, dude, I couldn't make the team as a varsity boy, but by God, I can make it as a varsity girl and get a scholarship.
Right.
So again, this takes me into where I'm going with the financial and the reward that goes with basically it's not changing a weight class.
Right.
It's not like moving from banter to welter to heavyweight, middleweight, whatever it is.
Yeah.
You're literally jumping the entire gender gap to make a benefit off of it. Mm-hmm. So I think it's kind of interesting. I look at that. And I look at the fact is like, look, okay, so Bruce Jenner, okay, Caitlyn Jenner.
Yeah, yeah.
So did he get the dick taken off?
No.
Okay, so he still has
He's still wagging the tail.
Okay, so here's the thing. So the IOC has been weighing into this now because it's come up because didn't they have a transgender in China that was a female track athlete?
I think they did.
Well,
yes.
so because we went down this topic, I fell down the rabbit hole last night. And actually I found these girls on YouTube called the Truthergirls. They actually did a really good fucking video on the whole IOC thing.
Right.
Now she was like an investigative reporter.
Mm-hmm.
So she was fucking spot on with her shit. Mm-hmm. But she brought up all these controversial athletes all down through the years that kind of flew under the fucking radar under this flag. Because this flag has been around for a long time.
Oh, yeah.
People have freaking ignored it.
Right.
But in the first thing I started thinking about was like when you used to see these Russian weightlifters.
Yes.
So I'm like, fuck, there was something to that.
There was, yeah.
So, but yeah, these Truther girls did a fucking phenomenal video.
That's a good point because the gymnasts and the weightlifters were always the ones that were under scrutiny.
Yes, they were watched the closest.
Yeah. So the prettier, the track athletes, those three areas.
Yep.
Because the skaters were kind of like, that was more of a glammed up, kind of, the kind of thing. So yeah, you're right. The power sports and all the genetic and hormone training.
Well, where hormones and genetics play a factor.
Right, exactly. And the controversy in all the testing was, Lance Armstrong's got to be sitting there going, "Bitch, please." I mean, I mean, seriously.
Come on, man, give me my jersey back.
Talk about a guy that got fucked over. He gave up a ball.
Yeah.
So
he gave up his balls for this, man.
The thing about the IOC, which I didn't realize, is the IOC really is like it's a governing body comprised of smaller governing bodies.
Oh yeah, global. It's everybody has a word in this. Yeah.
What these ladies were talking about was the evolution of sort of the inspection of the Olympics. So when you wanted to qualify for something, before it was like, okay, when you tell me you're a male, okay, got it. You're a male, go stand in that line and go do your sport and whatever. When it got really, when they needed to drill down, when suspicion started rising, all of a sudden we step up the next level of who you say you are. Okay, well now I'm from Missouri. Now you're gonna have to fucking show me.
Right.
But now it's gotten down to the genetic level, where
we could go back to the Romans where they all wrestled nude.
Yeah. So
nobody wants to see that.
Now, because of this, I learned all these freaking new terminologies last night that I didn't know existed, like intersex and okay, I'd heard cisgender before, but I didn't know anything about it. But then when it starts getting into the scientific level of
mosaic chromosomes,
and when she went into the explanation of that, I was like, fuck.
Ambiguous genitalia.
Yes. Yeah. I was like, wow. Yeah. I mean, it's
so then how
crazy.
Then do you classify that as in a sport? So in other words, you get to the Olympics, right? So what are you going to have? 67 different long distance runs?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Pretty much. But how do you declare? So you go ahead.
But because of that, that's why my conclusion was there needs to be a third class.
And there's some people that are on these committees that agree with you.
Yeah.
Where they said, we don't mind you running the Olympics as long as you run with your own kind.
Yeah.
Now, some of them welcomed them with open arms.
Now, that language alone would set some fucking people up. My kind.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I'm
a human being.
So, and that's a good argument to have. To me, this is all just diversionary arguments that they're having.
Yeah.
Basically, it's all based on feelings.
Yes.
Because until you whack the tally, you haven't committed.
That's true.
You are not committed.
That's true.
You have to me, it's like, okay, so fluidity of gender, moving in and out, is like lying on your resume then.
Yeah.
So I can lie on my resume and say, well,
I was a CEO.
Yeah, I was a CEO.
In my own mind.
And in my own, on Tuesdays.
Yeah.
But on Wednesday, I sweep the floors.
Yeah, okay. That's a good way to say it.
You know, and so that's kind of a thing where they try to play on, because they really do pander to the women on this one.
Yeah, they do.
So what I think is funny, the real victims here is actually the legitimate, committed female athlete.
Right.
Because these dudes aren't jumping into the men's competitions wearing wigs and shit.
Yeah.
They're jumping into the women's.
So why is that? That's what it gets down to is, if you really, why wouldn't you want to prove yourself as a woman
against
by fighting a guy?
So that brings up a really good question. So there was a study done not too long ago about professional athletes, female athletes. And they took tennis players, okay? And they were basically saying that, say like a Serena Williams caliber tennis player,
okay,
still cannot beat on a regular basis collegiate athletes,
okay,
of the same sport,
right,
but a different gender.
So
they're basically, even the best college men, right, can beat the pro female tennis player.
Right.
Now, Martina might have something to say about that. She played Bobby Riggs, but she didn't play the top-ranked college players either, though.
That's right.
You know, so that's what you see. And they're even saying in some cases that elite high school athletes actually can still beat professional female athletes.
I mean, there's some kids out there that come out of high school and play pro ball afterwards. Yeah, so I mean, it gives you an idea of the level of athleticism.
So the difference between the male and the female is still very dominant through muscular, skeletal configuration, strength, and endurance. I mean, for what men were built for, versus what women were built for, there's going to be a difference. And trying to convince the world that there isn't, or coming up with a morphing, moving target that flows in and out of both areas is just, it's ludicrous. It makes no sense, and all it to me is designed is to confuse and empower.
Yeah.
To me, it puts normality down, and it brings up this discretionary movement or moment of feelings that I think is very harmful for the continuity of things.
Sure.
You know, so if you take for example, if Caitlyn Jenner decides to cut the tally off, okay?
Yep.
And the Olympic officials would then have to change his status as a female decathlon champion.
But would it, because he never actually competed against women?
He would, because now he no longer identifies as Bruce Jenner.
Okay.
So you can because everything these people do is retroactive.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to go back in time and I'm going to change my title.
So how would the record book say it was basically a woman beat all these men?
Yeah, that's my question. So that would be how it goes, because literally he has like an 18-minute gap.
Yeah.
On anybody. I mean, this guy was like just a freak of nature.
Yeah.
So did he actually beat the men as a woman? Disguised as a man?
Dude playing the dude disguised as a chick.
Yeah. Exactly. So you got to go back because they'll make that argument. Why? Because he said back in the day, I was always a woman.
Right.
I always felt like a woman forced to fit
That's what they all say. If you ever if you ever listen to them, it all starts, and
as
early as I can remember.
Particularly if you spin the narrative today.
Yeah.
Well, today I'm going to tell you that this is what I was thinking about
back then
when I reached the finish line today based on the story you want to tell.
I just wanted flowers and candy. I didn't want the medals.
Way back when I was a dude, I was thinking, man, I'm going to cross that finish line and big tits are going to hit me on the end.
Right.
Now it's
a big swinging cod. I was thinking, what was that? Eddie Murphy was in Delirious. He was talking about playing tennis with a gay guy. And he just went after the end of the tennis match. He goes, what are you going to do after? I'm going to go get a beer. Well, I'm going to go suck a dick. He says, well, I'll see you later. Yeah. I mean, so it's kind of I mean, honestly, and like I said, we really honestly, at least I'm going to speak for us. We're not sitting here saying, that you deserve all kinds of wrath and all this shit from the rest of us. You go do what you do, okay? Have fun, but come on, be real about it. Sit there and say to yourself that I'm a dude, dress as a chick, and I'm going to compete against a bunch of women.
Yeah.
That's just not right. I'm all for the transgender Olympics.
Yeah.
I'm
not sure I'd watch it, but do what you got to do.
I mean, honestly, if you really want to talk about being fair,
you know what, I might watch that. That's where you have like about 12 beers and you sit down.
So the lingerie. So Sam was talking about the lingerie bowl,
right?
Yeah. And the first dude that shows up on that shit's done.
Yeah, I'm not watching it anymore.
Changing the channel.
So the UK
Put it on the puppies.
So the UK is thinking ahead here.
Yeah.
And so they were talking about having a transgender prison.
Okay.
So if you were transgender and committed a crime and you went to prison, you wouldn't be in Gen Pop. So we as a collective genius, because that's what we do here. We're kind of like the Rand Corporation, but just a little smarter.
Right.
Okay? We were thinking, why don't we just do a TV show? Okay? Kind of like Fixer Upper. We find a rundown abandoned prison. Okay?
Yeah, fill it up with all the transgender criminals.
You get all these transgender criminals, and you give them some art supplies,
right?
Paint, fabric, and just cut them loose.
Yeah,
and let them transform the prison, and that way they can have a place to stay where they're comfortable and they feel safe, right?
Right.
And
bunch of like-minded people.
Yeah, and they can make a little money off the episodes. You know, each week. You can sit there and
or the doilies that they make.
Yeah, I mean, seriously. I mean, because like I said, if you're going to do this, let them at least give them the opportunity to have fun with it. I mean, my God.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I mean, really, life is too short, don't you think?
Absolutely.
I mean, when you sit around, look around, you're losing friends, you lose family members, you lose things. Right?
Well, they don't, but yeah.
Just let them run with it. I think it'd be a great TV show.
I think it would too.
I think they would pull out a lot of ratings on it because of the way the world is today. I would watch that before I would watch Big Brother or The Real World
or the fucking Kardashians.
I got to be honest with you. Yeah, I mean, come on. I mean, so it's like watching, and I don't mean this the way it's going to sound, but a lot of people like to watch the car wreck.
I probably do.
Because the morbid curiosity of what will come of it.
Right.
Because it's funny because I watched this, I can't remember where this person's from. She's he was running with women from an African country. And he was like the Usain Bolt in that group. I mean, he was smoking these gals.
Killing them.
I mean, big time. And I'm sitting there going, that'd be kind of fun to watch what would happen at the finish line when one got pissed off at the other for beating him or her.
Right.
I would like to see the cat fight at the end of the run.
Right. Well, and you get the Howard Cosell interview at the end of that. It's like, so how did you do it? Well, I'd like to attribute it to my third leg.
I'm kind of thinking, depending if you're in the
oh my God,
the dark continent, that at the end, if he gets all pissed off, he just eats the other dude.
That's true.
Oh yeah, there we go. No, I don't know. Like I said, so the IOC is on board with at least a couple of members saying, hey, look, let's just have a transgender category for that. I mean, you got these people showing up in sports now, and it's a significant impact. And like I said, I go back to my original statement. This has been going on for a long time. It's now hit the mainstream. And I guess it's here to stay. It's not going anywhere. Mm-hmm. I think it's just only going to get worse.
It's going to take, here's what it's going to take to make all that work. You're going to have to get Budweiser and Nike to get on board and brew special beers and special shirts.
Funny if they had like a transgender.
There you go. And it's a whole new category for them to sell equipment in.
You know, the Coors cans where they were hot, they would turn one color, and cold, they would turn another color. It would just depend on what your chemistry was.
Yeah, your can grows a dick all of a sudden.
Yeah, I want a pink can. My can's going to be pink today.
Yeah, oh, look, it's got a vagina.
No, it's just... Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, it's just kind of one of those things that... another thing is they have this drag queen reading stories to kids.
Yeah.
You know, and so the second and third order effects of all this is really the problem as well. Because the media, when media gets a hold of anything, they like to break the story and see where it's going to run, right? And then
change it when you're changing the mentality.
Yes.
You're really kind of training your viewers. This may be shocking last week, but the more you see it, becomes more and more normal. So it's
typical propaganda. It's a typical propaganda tool. It's how you use propaganda.
The spectrum starts shifting. You're starting to redefine words. So, brave used to be, fighting a tiger or a lion. Now it's like going out in public and wearing a fucking dress.
Right. No, you're right. Well, like I said, you have politicians weighing in on it now, and I'm kind of curious if the politicians are really genuinely behind this.
Well, and in particular, these elected officials that are speaking up, who already are surrounded by a bunch of controversy already, like that Ilhan Omar, the chick from Minnesota.
Yeah.
And everybody knows about fucking AOC.
Right.
God knows what's going to fall out of her fucking...
I know, right? Yeah, that's
somebody give her some coloring books and occupy her time.
When you start getting government involvement in like the weightlifter or the powerlifter dude, where you want to go after a governing body and say what they did was a human rights violation.
Yeah,
and that's where you're enforcing stuff at the point of a gun, because you've involved government.
Yeah.
And now it's conform or die, more or less, if you're going to fight.
So think about when those rules were written in, where it's illegal to do this. The effects of the person entering into professional arenas was really a thought.
Okay.
They really didn't think that thing
they
through.
Didn't.
They were like discriminatory, don't pick on the person, don't make fun of them, don't do this.
Right.
But now, and I don't know, I think the media is to blame for this.
Sure.
Oh, absolutely.
Because the media takes these people, and any person, honestly, it could be transgender today, it could be people who don't like the color blue tomorrow.
Exactly.
It could be anything.
Insert I feel bad about this.
Yeah, insert cause and let me run the program.
I need this end state, therefore I'm going to do this to get to the end state.
And anything to disrupt the flow of normality is what they're going to support. So it's kind of sad because like I said, I don't believe it's okay just to beat up on somebody because of what they are or what they're not. Now, if you don't leave me alone, and I tell you to leave me alone,
you're gonna get what's coming.
Yeah, you're gonna get what's coming because you didn't heed the warning. But to go out there and just do it, because of who they are, no, that's not right. That's not what we're saying.
Well, now this one article I read, this one person kind of put it in a way that I kind of understood is, I don't give a shit what you want to do in your personal time, or hell, what you do out in public. But what you don't get to tell me is what I think is
what to think about it. Period.
If I think that maybe your wiring or your chemistry is off, I have
the
it's
right
my,
to
it's
think
my
that.
right to think that.
Exactly.
It is. It's just as much your right to think that as it is them to think that they can compete
Right.
with women as men. I mean, yeah, it's funny because I don't know, man. I mean, we live in Houston, so we have that stuff here.
We do.
Okay, we have that here. I've
seen it. I've seen it out in public.
I've been to the ball game and
Right.
be in the men's room, and
Yeah.
there's like this.
Hell, the whole Westheimer Arts Festival.
Yeah.
You go
Yeah.
and they used to have the whole drag queen. You know, you'd see every freaking
Sure.
pop singer. You know, Cher lookalike,
Right.
Turner lookalike, all down the road. Doing that shit.
And I honestly, I never had a problem with it.
Right.
I really haven't. I mean, you know,
Do what you got to do, man.
do what you got to do to get through your day. But they just don't let it go. The media, and again, I'm not blaming the people. I'm blaming the media.
Yeah.
I'm blaming the media because in the political machine behind the media,
There's
really
the
what it
drive,
is.
and that's the
Yeah.
drive to incorporate your thought process into their process.
Sure.
and-
Well, they're going to guilt you into it,
right.
for sure.
If you let them.
Yeah.
So I will say also because TVs are in every freaking home and nobody can resist the
Yeah.
urge to turn the fucking TV on, instead of you turning the TV on and maybe them talking about a topic that maybe you don't agree with and changing the channel, you just keep it on and you just fucking listen.
Right.
So it's, as far as I'm concerned, they sort of, you allow them to make you their captive audience.
Sure.
Because you just won't make a decision to turn it off.
Well, you said something earlier about being a warm blanket. And I really thought that was really the right way to describe it, because when a person starts getting up there and they're whining about their feelings, I mean, and it's who's throwing the warm blanket on them,
Right.
you know? And so you look at the media and they're always going to appeal to the housewife.
Every time.
Dude, every time, because they're nurturers, okay? We're hunter-gatherers.
Well, and they know.
Our job is to kill shit, protect shit, build shit,
Yeah.
make money, race. And honestly, as men, and I'm proud to be a man, we can have more babies than women can.
It's like,
Yeah.
We literally can go out and start a race of people.
I'm Johnny Appleseed.
Yeah, a woman only has her span only goes so far.
Right.
Right? So childbearing years go from A to Z, and they can have only so many kids. Although the Duggars tried to have, 21?
Yeah, something like that.
oh, is that
That's that family in Arkansas?
Yeah.
You know, and then there's another one behind them. And so, you know, you kind of saw what happened with them with TV as well, right?
Yeah.
You saw how that blew up. So, yeah, so you look at it.
That ended in a molestation case, I think. Or
Yeah,
something
one
like
of the
that.
kids. Yeah, one of the kids kind of got himself into porn and stuff like that. But when you look at,
that's a bad thing.
well, no, you know what I'm saying. So I'll tell you where it was a bad thing. When you stand there and you stand on the moral pulpit,
Yes,
Yeah.
and you project yourself to the world
To
as
be something that you're not.
a god,
as I say, but not as I
especially
do.
a godly person. Because when you say that you're a godly person, and then you find yourself in the middle of this, but then I've also heard the argument though about Old Testament Christianity.
yeah.
How many wives those guys had, and concubines, and all the things they had in Old Testament. So the argument can go either way. But yeah, so you look at how the media turned that into a jumbled alphabet soup.
Right.
You know, so yeah, you sit there, like I said, we're kind of, you know, trying to kind of wrap our heads around this whole thing on where we're running with it. You know, where do we really go as a society with this? Do we accept it?
I think you do you, and I'll watch.
And animals think we're fucking stupid.